This week, we're diving back into the second part of Footprints in the Snow, which is Season 0, Chapter 6, where Evan and Val set out on a training hunt only to find something very amiss as they return. I've worked with my audio artist Zoran to infuse this chapter with more magic, more wonder, and more incredible artistry, and along the way, we're taking a look back at the Seventh Valkyrie journey as we make our way towards Season 3. Welcome to the Seventh Valkyrie Listen-Along. Let's rock and roll. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Seventh Valkyrie Listen-Along. I'm your host, Colin Sharp, host, creator, and current voice of the Seventh Valkyrie. And if you're a new listener coming through the series for the first time, welcome. So good to have you. On the other hand, if you are a grizzled hero veteran, it's great to have you back. Thanks for joining us back through on the Listen-Along. Today's episode is Chapter 6, Part 2. So, spoiler warning, if you haven't gotten there, we're kind of starting to get deeper into the season and the series. So, stay on, spoilers. Don't listen if you haven't read this chapter yet, unless you want to spoil that for yourself. Anyway, with that warning ahead, let's get on to Inside the Episode, our first segment where we run it back. We take a nice little play-by-play of what happened here. So, Val and Evan set out for the training hunt. We see more of Val's attention to detail, how he's built up this system to get there and back. And we also see some of his freakish athleticism, where he outsprints Nora, the horse, and both of his hounds to the top of the mountainside. And it's there, surrounded by the intense beauty of the snow-covered land, that Val sees Evan and has an attack. He hallucinates a young, long-dead girl, empties his stomach, and eventually he powers through for Evan. But that never quite leaves him. And even as they go through this first batch of training, as they begin to form a bond, and as Val helps Evan bring home a successful hunt, there's this lingering fear and feeling that has permeated the entire chapter, and very much the last section. And even with this last glimpse of possible positivity, we're left with this intensely ominous question from Evan to end the episode. And that brings us to our second segment, which is Outside the Episode, where we take a look back and kind of look at things from a different angle. We want to we're talking about behind the scenes. We're talking about creators' notes here. Getting into our second segment, I want to again point out, and I will be doing this, I think I have in my notes for later messages, and I'm just like, first off, let's just call out Zoran. Maybe this is the one that I did it. Anyway, getting into our second segment, I again want to point out sometimes where Zoran's audio artistry really shined this chapter. The branch and the roof, which were in a previous part, are spectacular and really set the scene for here. The choices of music, the use of the snow crunching sound, those were both really exceptional. The snow for the immersion and kind of the reminders that set us in the scene, and the music kind of to capture both the glory of pristine beauty as well as the creeping dread of Val's anxiety. Listening to this for the first time, and I'm listening to a lot of the reimaginings along with you guys, because I'm kind of editing them and checking them with Big Z. Listening to this for the first time, you're there with Val as he's uncertain. He can feel the other shoe about to drop. He can sort of detect something is wrong. And he's been noticing little details. But as we and the audience are experiencing this for the first time, you're kind of like, well, I mean, who knows how many times in the past 7 years Val has been a bit paranoid or a bit uncertain. It might just be him, freaking out a little bit. And we get so many times where he's trying to move on, and you detect right at the end of this chapter that maybe just maybe, he has found a way to leave the past behind, but unfortunately, as you guys know from the great many chapters to come, his story is just beginning. And it seems as though he was right to be nervous because, well, we'll hear about that in future chapters. Now, if you are itching to get ahead right now, you are not alone. A couple ways you can do this. First, you can listen to the episodes as they were released right now, today, for free. All of Season 0, 1, and 2. If you want to listen to the new updated ones, fine. That's awesome. Ride it with us on the listen along. We'll bring you all the way through. You can hop into Season 2, and then we'll be rolling on Season 3. What else am I saying? Or if you'd like to do get the updated versions, but get them ahead of time, way easy, way early, just become a Hero of Edera on Patreon. You'll get exclusive access to Season 0 and Season 1's reimaginings weeks before they hit the public, coming up on months. And I mean, the choice is yours. However you guys want to enjoy Seventh Valkyrie is up to you. And I'm just glad to have you guys here walking back through the series as we move and strut our way towards Season 3. Cheers, guys.